So, how many of you want to learn Premiere Pro? Raise your hand, except for you, honey, because you already know Premiere Pro. Okay, so maybe you've tried to learn, but it just looks too complicated. You got frustrated and you gave up. Maybe you're new to editing in general, or maybe you're a procrastinator like me, but now you're ready to go. Either way, don't worry, just take a deep breath. Okay, this is going to be the most easiest and non-painful 10 minutes of your life as we dumb down Premiere Pro. Enough talk, let's head over into the software and get this started. Oh wait, we're already in it. Well, this is awkward. Alright, so before we begin, all I ask is that you give this video a thumbs up so more people like yourself that want to learn Premiere Pro see this video, and of course smash that subscribe button if you're new around here. Alright y'all, let's get into this right now. So the first step to Premiere Pro is obviously to click on Adobe Premiere Pro. Alright, so once you click on it, you should get a loading screen. Alright, so the moment that the loading is done, you're going to see something that clicks New Project. Obviously click on New Project. You can click here, or you can click File, New Project. Alright, this is obviously the easiest, so click New Project. And now we're going to figure out what are we going to edit. Now myself, I like to go into my different files and find my different session files for whatever I'm editing. Today, I literally just did an audition for a friend, so we're going to edit his audition like live. He did an audition for Nickelodeon, which is awesome. Normally, I would put a folder for the session file, but let's just say, you know, we want to save the session file in here where, you know, my friend auditioned for Nickelodeon. So let's call it Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon. Okay, enough of that. So once you're in Premiere Pro, the first thing that you're going to have to do is import your media, whatever you want to edit. And just understand that for myself, and probably for you if you're new especially, and even if you're like intermediate, the editing panel has everything you need. There are different panels that say learning, which is where you learn about Premiere, assembly, which is where you can assemble your clips together, which you can also do in the editing pane. Editing, which we're in now, color, effects, audio, graphics, libraries. But let's just focus on editing because that's all you're really gonna need to make what you need to come to life, at least the rough draft of it. And even the final draft. Oftentimes I don't even move outside of here when I'm making YouTube videos. Alright, so to import media, all you have to do is right click and press import. And then we're going to just import his audition here. Let's import all of these clips. All right, so that's going to load. And now we're good. So now that you can see that we have the clips in here, we have 1439, 1436, 1442, right? This is in chronological order, but let's say it wasn't. Actually, it's not, because 1436 should come before 1439. So to make your clips in order, what you want to do is come down here to sort icons and press list view sort. And now your clips will be in chronological order. Let's take this clip first because he actually talks in this clip. Alright, and by the way, that's pretty simple. All you need to do when you're ready to edit your clips is just like drag it and then drop it in the timeline, and that's it. Let's say I don't want to edit this for YouTube, because we know YouTube, you know, if you know about YouTube, the dimensions are 1920 by 1280. Let's say we want to edit this for Instagram. So let's go into the sequence settings. This is where you can set whatever you want to edit for whatever platform and its dimensions to be able to fit. Okay, so we're going to press sequence, then sequence settings. And like I said, this is 1920 by 1080 right now, but let's say we want to make this for Instagram. So Instagram is 1080 by 1080 because that's a 1:1 aspect ratio. Press OK. Okay, it's giving you a warning. And now this would be more suitable for Instagram since it's dimensions now. Okay, but let's just press Command Z and say this is for YouTube. All right, so now that you know about your sequence settings, let's talk about adjusting your workspace. Everyone's different, and maybe for you, you don't like your project file to be over here with your video clips. Maybe you want that to be on top of your timeline. So if that's the case, all you need to do is drag that over here and put it on top like that. So now, literally, whenever you want to import some new media or clips, your timeline is right there. All right, but let's say you did this by mistake and now you're just like freaking out like, oh, I did not mean to move my panel all the way into the timeline. Now my whole workspace is a mess. Trust me, I've been there. Take a deep breath. I just actually did this for my wife Cindy like earlier. All you have to do to reset your layout back to normal to like the default settings is press Window, come to Workspaces, and go to Reset to Save Layout. And then it will go back to completely normal as it was. Okay, moving on, let's talk about the most important tools that you'll basically use in Premiere, which in my opinion is cutting up your clips and being able to drag your clips. So to cut your clips or to splice, all you need to do is remember C. And remember C for cut. So,
all right, and action.
How you got?
So let's say I don't want that all right action in the video, right? So I'm gonna press C.
All right, and action.
So we don't need that all right and action. So I press C and now I'm gonna cut. Now to go back to the normal cursor to actually take out this all right action right here, we're gonna press V and then we're gonna click that and press delete. So now when my video starts,
hi you guys, I'm Kendall Houston.
There is no more all right action. Magic, right? So remember, C is for cut or splice. All right, so now let's talk about how to add more audio tracks or video tracks. Let's say I'm doing, this is just an audition, but let's say the project's crazy and I need more video tracks. All you have to do is click right in here, press add tracks, or you can press just add track for one. But let's say you need to add many. So you're gonna click add tracks. And let's say I want to add 5 new tracks, okay? And then right here, it also will say add 1 audio track, but let's say I want to add 5 audio tracks as well. Press enter, and now we have 8 video tracks and 8 audio tracks. So that's how you can add more tracks if you're doing something crazy, or probably if you're beginning, you don't have to worry about that, but it's just nice to know in case your timeline gets cramped. All right, so now let's move to how to adjust your audio settings, okay? So if you listen to this...
Hi you guys, I'm Kendall Houston, 24, and I was born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia.
Let's say for whatever reason I want that to be louder, and I just want more dBs, so it's more around here to 0, okay? So you can kind of go about this 2 ways when you're trying to adjust your audio if you want to make it louder. You can either expand your audio track by taking your cursor and going here and bringing it up, or you can just bring it down like that, and you see where this line is? You can just bring this line down. Down is for lower volume.
My comedic experience.
And up is for higher volume.
Pretty much comes from either.
That's pretty much how you do that, how you adjust your audio. At least that's one way to do it. Or what you can do is you can press G, and this is what you can set your gain to for that particular audio track. So let's say you want it to be a 5. So now it'll be a 5.
Hi you guys, I'm Kendall Houston, 24, and I was born.
So that is another tip that you can do if you want to adjust your audio that way. Usually I just like to expand it, and I like to move this up or down to make it higher or lower for whatever I may need. All right, so far you learned about importing your media or video clips, your sequence settings. You learned about how to adjust your workspace. You learned about how to cut and splice. You've learned about how to add more audio or video tracks. You've learned about how to up the volume of your audio tracks or to lower the volume of your audio tracks. Last but not least, let's talk about adding text. So to add text, you have 2 options. You can either press T right here, Kindle, right? You can either do that, or let's delete that and say you can just press T for text. And then you can also add Kindle, which is pretty awesome. So you have 2 options there. Whatever's easier for you, that's what you should do. Either press T right here or literally click the letter T on your keyboard. Okay, so let's say now we got our text. Let's go to the effects control panel, and now we can either make this bigger like this. We want to go to scale, bring this up, kind of got cut off there. You can go like that to make it bigger. And if you want to change the color, you want to come here where it says text, drop down menu, fill the color. Let's say we want it to be red. Boom, it is now red, right? This is where you can add a stroke. And a stroke is just pretty much, it'll make it like pop a little bit. So we want to do a 5 on the stroke. You see how the text is like coming out more now? That's it for the stroke. You can do a background on this as well if you want a background behind it. Let's say we want it to be white. This one right here is the opacity. So right now it's at 75%. And opacity is just basically a way of saying you want something to either be lighter or like darker. So the more we bring down the opacity, the more it goes away. But if we turn it up, you see it pops out more, which is pretty cool. And then this one right here is like the borders. So if I am to expand this makes the border of that white background come out more and overtake, you know, the word Kindle, obviously. Also, you can rotate text this way. Obviously, it says rotation there. This is like your different positions. Remember, just for a position, it's kind of like math. This is the x-axis, this is the y, so remember that. So this is where you can bring it left to right on the x-axis. Y is where you can bring it like up and down. Scale is, of course, again, where you can make it like bigger, as you know. And that's pretty much it for text, y'all. So I hope this video was somewhat helpful to you on your journey, especially if you're newer, because it's really for my beginners out there. If it was, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, of course, so other beginners and creatives such as yourself can see this Premiere Pro tutorial. Be sure to subscribe if you're new around here to Weba Movies. If you want more tutorials like this, just comment down below. If you want a more intermediate Premiere Pro tutorial or even a advanced tutorial on Premiere Pro. And you can also just comment down below any video suggestions that you want at all. Hope you all enjoyed this video, and I hope that you have a great rest of the day wherever you're at in the world. Thank you so much for watching, and Weba out.